So, as we've all just discussed and agreed, this isn't a full session. It's being posted to Twitch later. We're going to be running some slice of life stuff, slice of life and combat sim stuff today.
Mm.
And to that, I'm actually going to move you guys over to the ship screen.
Gotta find the Roll20 tab. Well,
And so the idea is that you've come into the graveyard. This is flashing back some amounts of time, a few days to a week or so, and you've started salvaging some of the wrecks, but now you've got enough crew that it's not double and triple shifts for just the 5 people on your ship. 5 or 7 people on your ship. There's enough time in between that you can put that fancy new VR room that came with your advanced lab to use. I'm gonna let Viral take the helm first with the combat sim. And Viral, this is why I was saying, nah, I don't need to see the sit reps because it's just gonna be you narrating through what the situation is and kind of theater of the minding it for us.
Yeah. Okay. So, um, first of all, who would be? I'm gonna assume Elise would be, and hang on. I'm gonna assume Elise and Douglas would be. But who else would be interested in taking part? Or actually, Douglas doesn't get a choice. Who else would be interested in taking part in some of these combat
Let's
simulation skirmish things?
let's say that Elise and Douglas are the two that are working.
Okay. Okay.
Um,
Except I would, in that case, I would ask someone else to take over from Douglas for a bit because I told him he's not getting out of it after the incident with the rocket launcher.
my concern there is that Meowkin is not here.
Ah, true. Okay.
yeah.
Is
And
there
he
a
could,
passive role that Douglas can take here, or is it more active?
and I'll just get him to do target practice later on.
Yeah, yeah. Um, let's put this then at that point where well, that actually ties up a lot of NPCs when we did that. We'll just say that there is something pressing that Douglas really does need to take care of, and Elise is also involved in something on the wreck.
Good. This means that I can grill him about it next session, and he'll go, "What? Wait, I don't remember this." But
Exactly.
yeah. Would anyone else be interested in taking part in these? Obviously, it won't happen if nobody's particularly interested. But
Oh, 119 can be there
sure.
along with 2 of our recruits, red shirts, as
All right.
hench dudes.
My choice is mean. True, but mean. Um. Yeah, I
Uh,
think that Percy would also say to Bailey that even if she's not particularly interested in taking part, uh, or if she doesn't want to take part, then he would appreciate Surrey coming along to get a sort of feel for what it's like to be under fire. Like even if she's just sort of in the vicinity, seeing how things go, you know.
Okay. Uh,
uh,
Ellie,
Are
would the
Riley and Surrey okay with that?
hmm?
Are Riley and Surrey okay with that?
They're dead.
Oh my God, they're dead. We need to get another new doctor. Call the doctor. Oh wait,
they fell asleep again?
But yeah, I would imagine that at some point I'm pulling in different red shirts and trying to figure out if any of them are exceptional in a way that can be used.
Okay. Um, sure. I don't mind if you pull in the named red shirts also.
Yeah.
Remember, keep in mind that the characters, they're all named.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna ask them next. But
um,
yeah, if Riley's not got anything to say, then I'll ask City herself. We're doing a combat test. Does she want to be in the area and get a sort of feel for how it flows?
Siri absolutely does, and
Nice.
has multiple questions about it.
Yeah, I'll talk. I realize this is probably a mistake, but Percy hasn't really interacted with Sarah yet, so I'll talk. I think Percy's actually he hasn't got much of like a theoretical strategic background, if that makes sense. But
Mhm.
School of Life's taught more than a few things. I mean, he's been doing piracy for longer than anyone here, I think.
Yeah, yeah, I think so. um, John has been doing mercenary longer than anyone.
Right? Yeah.
But yeah. As Percy and Siri are making their way to the advanced lab,
Mhm.
Siri just has all kinds of questions about how does this benefit people if the threats aren't real? Uh, how do you make
Yeah,
threats seem more real?
yeah.
Are there going to be injuries on the battlefield?
I mean, I can answer most of these. So it benefits us because we get practice in working in like high stress environments, if that makes sense. It's a simulation of combat, so it's similar even if it's not real, and the behaviors are real, programmed by the enemies are realistic enough that we can use them for training, so we're not as stressed in real time. Uh, the injuries aren't real unless we injure ourselves because they are holograms, which VR deck, which is how we make them seem realistic, and we treat them as if they're real. Suspension of disbelief.
Siri is fascinated by this the effect of fake things on human psychology.
Yeah, that's also why we're bringing you along as well, so that you can get a better feel for how a battlefield flows. Watch out for any quote unquote injuries. You get the idea. We'll ask people to, like, if they take a hit that would be realistically damaging, then we'll get them to fake being injured, basically.
Okay. So Siri, for various reasons, various probably obvious reasons, can't put on a headset
Mm-hmm.
and see the VR as the rest of you are seeing it.
Okay,
Um,
yeah. Hmm.
but does Das want to get involved and try and think of a programmatic way of communicating that information to Siri?
It would be helpful if you could.
If you poke Das, she might.
Hmm.
But
Yeah, I think because Percy was asking, like he was asking the whole group, when Sari like mentions this, he'll go, "Oh shit, that's right," and then message Das to see if there's anything she can potentially work out. Yo, how
Das
familiar
will
are you with
definitely come and have a look.
yeah? Yo, how familiar are you with VR stuff as a way to show this to Sari?
Hmm.
Hmm. And to think there was once a time we would just refer to her as an electrodrone.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Also, I've had a funny idea.
What just happened with Douglason's?
I put them in NPC box. Is that a bit mean? Yes. Is it true? For now, yes.
Non-present characters.
Yes. Yes.
I am gonna move them to EVA again at some point.
Yeah, fair enough.
But that's mostly when I want to decide who else is out there.
I put them back. I thought it was funny.
it,
Yeah. So we'll
it
see
was
if that
especially
works.
funny because I just put them there. I'm like, what? Where'd they go?
Yeah. Yeah. No, seeing the movement was what gave me the idea. Yeah. So I'm going to first, like, once I've spoken with that about the thing, um, I'm actually this is actually quite convenient. The next people that Percy would be going to ask if they're interested are the two guards, but also Libra. Have City and Libra met yet?
Yeah, they have.
Oh, right, so they
Sorry.
haven't. Yeah, oh, shame, shame. Yeah, so they have no mind. Okay, yeah, in that case, Percy will ping Libra and say, "Hey, got something I want to talk to you about. Where are you? You busy?"
um, Libra is available.
Okay.
I don't know exactly where she is, but she
Okay, I'll go there.
yeah, we'll
um,
say that she's I don't know. She's doing some just kind of basic maintenance on the
basic
ship.
stuff.
There's not much to do since you did the full on maintenance, but
Yeah.
she's one of those people who will keep it spotless if she can.
Yeah. Okay. Um, in that case, Percy will just sort of approach a bit and then pause because she's doing something and go, "Sorry, are we interrupting?"
No, I'm finished with this.
Okay, cool. Well, I was just wondering, um, if you have some free time because we got the you know how we got the advanced science lab installed with the VR deck. What I was thinking was that we do some like not quite war games, but sort of skirmish style training, if that makes sense. Like for team cohesion, and there's not a bunch of fighters here. Been threatening Doug with it, but he's fucking busy. But yeah, I was wondering if you wanted to jump in.
Training simulations on board the ship.
Mm-hmm.
Virtual reality technology.
Yes.
I would like to decline.
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
There's a very slight uptick of eyebrows and a very subdued but still very human expression of, well, that was easy.
Yeah, I mean, you're already one of the most capable fighters here, and you're busy. I'm not gonna begrudge you for not wanting to join in. Take care, alright? And Percy just sort of turns to depart with City.
I feel like I should
Hmm?
offer more explanation, though.
I mean, you don't need to, but if you want. And he sort of shrugs a little bit.
It would be dangerous.
Huh, you think?
I am still owned by Perimeter, and I don't know everything that might trigger a hidden command.
Hmm.
Getting into a simulated combat environment is an unnecessary risk.
Yeah, it never occurred to me that something in like a VR environment might be realistic enough to potentially trigger hidden commands. Huh.
You can't exactly turn off my guns.
Yeah, that's true. Hmm. And of course, even if we did want to find out if there was anything that did that, it would be cruel to sample you with stuff like that. Even we could do it safely, which we can't. So yeah, no, I understand. You take care, okay?
Thank you, Percy.
Mm. Percy nods and then heads off to find the two miscellaneous guards, to ask them if they want in. I'm sorry, but only one miscellaneous guard. One of them's named, right?
Yeah, the other one is Asta. I actually
Okay.
should have moved her over because she also was interested in
Yeah.
this.
Yeah. Okay, so I'm going to ask Asta and if they want in.
Yeah, apparently they don't even come over with any kind of like G0 or anything name.
Hmm.
Um, just real quick. Sorry, Ellie. Viral, do you want to go back to where? Oh, kind of. Yeah. Viral, do
Yeah.
you want to go back to where where
Sure.
Percy asked Riley?
Yeah. Yeah. So I basically asked Riley and said, if Riley wants to, we're doing a VR skirmish simulation as a sort of training exercise, and Percy was asking if Riley and or Siri wants in on it. It'd be nice to have at least one of them there to learn about the sort of combat situations field medic thing. Siri's interested, but she'll probably refrain if you ask her to.
I'm not so sure about that.
Maybe.
Yeah, if personal health is always a priority there.
Yeah.
So if you need to, then go lay down.
Yeah, take care.
All right, so you've got Siri over there, and you've got both the unnamed and the named guard. The unnamed actually came over with John.
Right, yeah.
Uh, Dima is interested,
Okay.
and that gives you. Let's see, I'm not
7?
counting Dash as a combatant.
Okay, 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Um.
Yeah, I take it nobody else is.
Um.
Now watches who throws a curveball like, yeah, I would like to take part or something.
So nobody else is jumping to the opportunity.
Okay, that's fine.
But I'm going to suggest bring 2 other people. You know what? I take it back. Wanna?
Yeah, I'd rather not. Of course. Of course. Of course, she's wildly enthusiastic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Um.
Yes, wildly enthusiastic. About what? Yes.
Exactly.
It's an opportunity to impress her personal heroes.
Yeah. I see you understand Kwana.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, pick one other.
I'd rather not force anyone, honestly. Who has good?
It won't be forcing so much. This is think of it as an out of character pick as to who you guys want to see in this kind of scenario.
Okay. Huh.
They're all willing to, except for
Yeah. Okay.
Libra
Libra,
and
yeah.
Elena.
Yeah. Okay.
Uh,
as funny as it would be to force acid, I really don't think we should.
Like I said, it wouldn't be forcing in character.
Yeah.
It would just be picking her out of character and
Yeah.
her wandering over and telling you why she's interested.
Huh. In that case, yeah. I don't know about you guys, but I'm really curious to see what acid makes of this.
All right. Anybody
Any
object?
or-
All right, acid it is.
Like, we should probably pick someone that we don't know as well, but I do really like acid.
Yep.
All right. Before we get to that, let's hear what Das is doing about the Series VR connection.
Yeah. So the headset normally would take signals for like what the environment is, what the view is, what the stuff is, and sort of translate that into what into the perceptual systems of the user.
Mm-hmm.
Can I basically write like a little interface that will translate them directly into like basically just skip the translation and put it directly into Siri's systems?
Yeah, Das can try and do that.
And sort of basically have it where it's just like an alternate input mode for Siri, where she can just sort of flip over to the VR and it'd actually be more immersive than for a human because she'd just get the normal views and things, the normal signals.
Yeah, no headset.
Just from, basically just like plug in and switch over to it and bang, you're in. No headset needed.
Yeah, she even has her own holographic module, so that can be part of the integration.
The question is, does this mean that you're hacking the VR suite to broadcast to an Android?
I don't know what it means. I'm guessing there's going to be a roll involved.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah. Am I hacking?
Gotta see those numbers. Not hacking, no.
Not hacking.
Go on, show us your numbers. 12's the right
Ooh.
number.
12's low.
12 is low.
Yeah. For Das. Yeah.
Yeah, 12 is the unmodified maximum, and you're calling it low. Jesus.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because that's a 7. That's a 7 on 3d6.
So I can qualify that as a success, but I can also say you can do better. You can get a better success. So
Yeah.
that 12 there is going to achieve the purpose. Siri will have the will be able to basically excuse me, switch not audio but visual inputs to receive the simulation instead of what her own sensors are picking up. And you know, she's obviously going to know that this is from an alternate feed. It's like looking at a different monitor on the wall. You know you're looking at the other monitor, while your main monitor is blank. And she'll be able to switch back and forth as she needs, so she'll never be, locked into this once she's receiving it. If you can get a 14, however, then she would be able to, in this room only, actually pull off a little bit of Star Trek, not the Next Generation. I can't remember which one he appeared in, but the holographic Doctor.
Voyager.
And without actually flying around with her holographic projection, maneuver her holographic projection instead of holographic as an actual VR entity. So she'll be able to output into the scenario as well as receive.
Yeah, not just an observer. Yeah, I think I'm gonna like I'll do the roll first, but I think the way this is gonna go is like Das gets the video feed working and it's like, oh, it worked, yay. I can do better than this.
Yeah, maybe Das sees while she's getting the video feed working, because that's what she was asked. While she's getting the video feed working, she recognizes things within the holographic processing unit that she could make better use of.
Yeah, and she can indeed make better use of them.
And there you go. You now have Dr. Theory and all that.
Good show.
All right.
Okay.
There's a surprise entry to the little area you've carved out here, the room. Not terribly surprising because it is in the lab, and Acid is not too far away when announcements are made as to what's going on here. You see her open the door and peer in.
Huh. Yeah.
Is this where you're killing each other?
Killing holograms. Not holograms.
Good enough.
Yeah.
Suit me up.
Huh.
That is slightly unsettling to Koana. Asta.
I mean, sure. Headsets over there.
Oh, of course. Yeah.
And this is where we learn that Acid has secretly had 3 levels on Warrior this whole time.
No, this is where we learn that we shouldn't be surprised that Acid wants to join in on killing humans.
Yeah, I realised that as soon as that's what we were doing.
Yeah, it's like we were so like, oh, why is Acid interested? Yeah, of course.
Yeah, we should have known. Yeah,
we should have seen that coming.
Yeah. So what we're going to do for this is, in addition to the Percy's programmed, with this help, programmed a few like setups for training scenarios, right? Um, and what it's going to do is, in addition to those setups, so it'll be like holographic environment, enemies, etc. Um, there's also what he's going to do is he's going to supply weapons for everyone, very carefully unloaded, checked twice, and then a third time, and then a fourth time by someone else to make sure they're unloaded. um, and would it be possible to have some sort of like interface where if you get, say, hit by a weapon, then it sort of flares up red or something, so you've been hit or something like that?
Well, give you a little bit of give your character a little bit of help there, in that knowing what you were intending it for, you guys have an actual laser tag setup.
Oh, sick. So
So
sick.
you don't have to go in with real weapons. Please don't.
I was
Um,
trying my best to be careful, but yeah, that's understandable. That's good.
You have a handful of facsimile, laser-based, non-dangerous laser-based pistols and rifles. They do resemble a specific model of laser pistol and laser rifle. So they're familiar enough in their feel, if a little bit lighter than the actual thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But yeah, they're close enough analog that the only difference really is the weight and the noise. They don't make as much noise.
Yeah, I think Percy would have like tweaked with the simulations parameters a little bit to increase the output on his gun, like the quote unquote damage output, and then strapped some weights to it to more closely imitate the thunder gun.
Okay. On just his or on all of them?
On just his.
Okay.
Who else is going to be getting the thunder gun? Let's be real.
Okay.
Yeah. And then yeah, I think we're probably good to go if everyone's suited up. And well, first we test and make sure that that Siri can actually see, and like that's his, not that I doubt that's his skill, but
Yeah, no, it's Das would definitely have a thing in there of like, checking that the interface is working, checking that all the responses are right.
yeah. So just
There's
fire it
there's
up and
definitely a test sequence.
yeah. So just fire it up and Siri, you good?
Curious. I see the terrain. Don't see the people yet.
Yeah, we haven't spawned them in yet because we're waiting to make sure everyone's set up and ready before we start the scenario.
Huh.
Oh, that reminds me, everyone else, aim
What
at the
kind of
sky
tree
to
is
show it.
this?
I
Siri's hologram has walked. Siri herself. Let me back up
yeah,
a little bit. Is
yeah.
with Das in the control booth. It's got a little room set off to the side that has all the controls. This is where Percy set up the simulation, and
Yeah.
the Siri is just kind of hovering over there, and Siri's double is roaming around your setup and has asked what a random tree is.
I'm not a botanist, but I think it's probably in the documents somewhere.
Das, what tree is this?
Does Das know what tree this is? Can Das interrogate the simulation?
Oh yeah, Das
Find
Das
out.
can find it in the documents easy enough.
Congratulations.
Das will do so, and then immediately begin work on an interface so that Siri can just query the simulation directly.
Oh wow, okay. I like where this is going.
In fairness, Cher's cutting off like 50 kajillion questions.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like I'm sure Siri has more questions than can be conveyed quickly, so I'm just giving Siri a tool to find the answers.
Yeah. All right, viral. Continue
Yeah.
on.
Okay, so the first simulation that I set up, in the spirit of us being space pirates, it's kind of a smash and grab thing. So like we start off near the center of the room, or near the center of the area. It's set up to sort of resemble like once the basic simulation is up, it shifts to resemble the interior of a ship. So we're in kind of a tight corridor. It's a bit dark. Obviously it's leading off in both directions, and it sort of vaguely resembles the the sort of layout of a ship.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that like there's markers maybe on a I don't know on our gloves or something showing us the rough direction to where our ship was where we came from, and somewhere there is an objective, like a holographic objective. So the goal here is there are of course simulated enemies in here as well. We need to find where the objective is. Someone touches it, their gun is disabled to represent them carrying it, and then we get them and as many of us as possible back to our entry zone in order to win.
Okay. And how aggressive have you set the enemies? How aggressive and many have you set the enemies?
Uh, Enemies maybe.
Don't have to do exact numbers, just
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so I'd say maybe roughly as many enemies as us,
Okay.
but with new ones spawning in occasionally after the existing ones are. Well, not even after the existing ones are killed. If there's less than 1.5 times as many of us, then new ones will periodically spawn in.
Okay. So
Um,
endless mode.
Yeah, yeah, of course, yeah. The goal. This isn't a deathmatch. The goal isn't to win. The goal is to get the thing and run.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'd say reasonably aggressive to give us some practice with, because we haven't had that much experience of fighting things that are actually fighting to kill. You know, like I know those zombies were, but they weren't really very enthusiastic and angry about it. You know,
Right.
so fairly aggressive, although a bit more bluster than bite. You know.
Okay.
Yeah. And then since that's the first one, Percy will sort of be taking point on strategy, so like directing people and making sure there's someone covering their backs and etc. I think actually no, he would quickly ask the group, do we want to stay as one unit or do we want to split into two to cover more ground at the risk of being shot?
Um. Well. Well, let me ask you guys first. What do the other two of you, Nox and Ginja, think?
I think Das is sitting in the control booth, and I have an idea for what Das is going to do. Wait until the scenario starts to get there.
Uh-oh. Oh god, you're going to make it more difficult for us, aren't you?
Not exactly. Not exactly.
All right.
But
Everyone's wrong.
Nox, what do you think John wants? Split into different groups, as a cooperative thing. Two mission teams with the same objective, or not the same objective, but with
Single.
what am I looking for? Like where one's doing distraction and one's actually going for the objective. Parallel objectives.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or something more of a competition of you both have technically your own ship and you are not on the same team, and you're trying to compete to see who can do it fastest and with fewest injuries.
I think we're probably staying all on the same team for the first one just because it's the first one.
Okay.
So it'll be like, is one running interference and one searching, or both searching, or just one group?
Right. So, Nox, of those options that Viral suggested there.
I agree with Val for the first simulation, though. I will say that 119 is straight up there with a clipboard taking notes.
Is he not participating in the active part of it?
Lightly, but like he's more interested in
Performance review. Okay.
performance reviewing the
Okay, that's fine.
We can
That's
bring
fine.
in another NPC if John wants to head on up to the control room and monitor everything from there.
Nah, Percy's enough gun to make up for two lesser people. It's fine.
Yeah, you could bring
No.
in an
No, thanks,
additional
John.
NPC. Like I said, 119 is definitely more there to test and to drill the newer recruits, or really everyone. Now that we have a combat sim, we can do this without like people dying over it.
Yeah, fair
Right.
enough. Okay, you know what? In that case, I think we probably should split into 2 groups, and you can lead the other group. If you're up for that.
Yeah, it is. Your sim, as it were.
Yeah, sure. Okay, we'll split into 2 groups, and
Well, let's put
if you're
John back over there.
yeah, and if you're bowing out of an active combat role, then pick which NPC you want to jump in to replace you.
I'm back over here then.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm.
Is one of those blank tokens steady?
No, one of those blank tokens is unnamed crew, and one of them is unnamed guard.
Okay, just wanted to check. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think Siri's got a token yet, right? Or did you do one?
Right, I haven't actually made
Not yet.
series token yet. Sorry.
Right. Yeah.
Fine. This is only a half session. You're fine.
Yeah.
No, because if you're having trouble picking, just roll a d4.
Alright. So we've got unnamed crew and unnamed guard there for John. I'm gonna put Percy over here.
Mhm.
And Acid
No?
is taken up with John. As long as John doesn't object.
Sorry, I'm looking through the stat sheets.
Ah, okay.
These are all kind of crew, right? Let's go ahead and take Vicky.
Nice.
Alright. Alright. Vicky is excited to be here, but for a different reason than the combat training. Vicky's background is as a VR artist.
Hmm.
Well, maybe not her background. Her full background is the AI activist, but
Yeah.
uh,
A VR artist, if you will.
yeah, she did a fair amount of schooling for virtual. Oh, what did I put for her? I had worded it interestingly, in my opinion. Of course, and it's not listed right there on the character sheet for me. But yeah, she's a digital environments, virtual digital environment artist.
Hmm. Can I get a blank token for Sari, by the way?
Yes.
Yeah. This does mean that both groups have 4 fighters and 1 non-fighter, so it balances out nicely.
I thought Siri was observing.
Yeah, but like she's like observing and moving along as a medic, if that makes sense.
Okay, gotcha.
Like in the scenario, the same way as we would be.
I think I've got an old drone token somewhere.
You know, we could. Okay, that's fucking degrading. We could just use Riley's token since she's not playing. I mean, I suppose that's also kind of degrading. Going, oh yes, that's your person.
The drone token is simply this character is shaped like a drone, but I don't even appear to have one of those handy. Oh, I think I've got it here. Hang on. Make sure I'm on the GM layer, because here, yeah, I need to see all that.
My God, look at that! It's fascinating.
All right. And then move that to the token layer. Oh. There we go. Hey, look, it's a drone.
Yeah, I suppose that's acceptable.
Why are their names below and the others are above? What?
Yeah, it looks like he's called unnamed guard.
Yeah.
Unnamed guard.
Mm.
Yeah,
As opposed to an unnamed guard who is named unnamed guard.
of course. Yeah. Why are their names below? Everyone else's are above. That's weird.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Is there a GM tick box for like whether it's above or below somewhere?
No, I changed it to
Okay, they're buff now.
yeah. It was
Nice.
just you can set where the names are.
Mm.
Well, GM can.
GM can,
Yeah.
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 All right. So yeah, everyone is here and ready to go.
Yeah.
How does this proceed, and how does Das interact with it?
So I think Percy's gonna lead his group down the hot corridor in one direction, and John will go the other probably. Percy's not gonna like leap into the very front of any fight like he normally would. For the first one, he's hanging back a little, still getting involved in the firefight, but take a few breaths first to watch how the rest of the to watch how Dima, Asta, and Koana react to it first, and then jumping in.
Okay.
He,
So
he's also purposely not taking rear guard. He's leaving that to someone else.
so from what I'm hearing, and I'll base my skill checks on this, Percy is uh basically leaving the tactics and management of this to the team and kind of shepherding along.
Yeah, he's like he's mostly just a gun in this. Really a skillful gun, but still a gun. He's mostly seeing how they handle the search and search
Okay.
operation.
All right. Let me hear, Knox. How is John approaching this with his team?
To the people that are actually being uh tested, so I guess the random crew and random guard,
Mhm.
they're going to be given, I guess, kind of vague instructions and left to, uh, they have overarching goals, but nothing super specific though. If something comes up, then the subject should change. But Acid is being left to her own devices, and uh, Vicky is being explicitly told what to do.
Charming.
Okay. Um. Then I'm going to say that before I make any rolls here, let me Ginja. Do you mind telling us what Das is doing, and if you want it to be kind of a rolling surprise, that's fine for this. But please PM me what Das is going to do.
I kind of want you.
Um,
I kind of want you to pay index to make it a surprise. But it's your call.
yeah, I like that. I'm gonna DM you. Yeah.
All right, start typing.
Yeah, Ginja, can we do our initial rolls, or does that affect those?
I'm not going to do initiative rolls here.
No, I mean
No.
initial, like starting rolls.
Oh, initial rolls.
It depends how many times it's gonna happen. If it's one set of rolls and done, probably wait. But if it's gonna be a few, then the initial set is not gonna change.
Yeah, I am going to go ahead and do some initial rolls. And I'm also going to reorganize this just a little bit. So I'm going to put Das over here. And then I'm going to put John and Vicky's, well, John and John's crew up here like this.
Makes sense.
I'm not entirely sure why, except that it uh, gives me a more standard uniform layout to work with. And so,
Fair enough.
starting with this, I'm going to first call for Viral. Go ahead and make a proficient skill check with Koana.
Oh, okay. Okay, give
Mhm.
me a second there. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
you guys have both taken a more hands-off approach,
Yeah.
with the exception
Yeah.
of John and Vicky.
Mhm.
And so we're going to actually roll some NPC skills here. All right. And Nox, I actually want you to roll lead with how is John trying to talk Vicky through this? He knows that Vicky is not a trained combatant. She's just trained enough that she, like a modern day kid took some archery lessons and maybe had a
Mhm.
semester of archery in high school.
Yeah.
That's about as much actual combat experience as she has. She was involved in some laser tag tournaments, or she went through a firearms training course because her parents are rich and wanted her to have a gun. Um, that's about as much combat training as she has. So how is
Yeah.
John trying to coach her? What tactics is he using?
I was muted.
Oh, that's unfortunate.
You were.
I hadn't said much. I'd only just started. How I guess. Mm, explaining around the point. People have different levels of uh, belief in like VR settings. For some people, it is
Mhm.
more believable existence than others, where it's obviously just a game.
Mm-hmm.
How is Vicky reacting to all of this?
Mhm.
She's distracted by it. She thinks that she could make it more believable and lifelike. She believes that she could be like she's distracted by I could help with this part. Um and so that is diminishing the feeling of, this is an actual risk situation for her.
Yeah.
But she also really does like the VR stuff and she's able to immerse herself in it. So those two things are competing and put her more or less on the taking it seriously side.
Okay.
That's good. I was a bit stressed that you'd have to shoot past her head to get her attention.
And I think that's going to be, aside from making a little side note somewhere that she has volunteered herself to work on the simulations later. Uh,
Fantastic.
that I'd like to focus her more in the combat stuff,
Mhm.
because when something actually happens, she doesn't have the grit to be effective.
Okay. Do you think he's taking a more intellectual approach to it, or is he trying to appeal more as a charismatic leader, or as a font of wise anecdotes? You know,
He could he could also be doing it as an asshole drill sergeant. You don't know.
Yeah, it
could be.
uh, gonna make use of the fact that it is a game to kind of impress upon that things are happening, and if she's immersive in it, then things are happening fast, and there's going to be consequences, uh, in like the vague video gamey way.
Okay, that sounds like a wisdom check to me, trying to cater the instruction to uh to Vicky, and kind of intuiting how she's going to best receive it. So go ahead and make me a wisdom lead check.
Roll. Holy crap.
That is a low roll. Yeah.
Ouch. Ouch.
Give me a second to read a quick note here.
You can always re-roll, remember?
I can always re-roll. I think I will. I think it's really hard for me to roll that badly again.
Yeah.
All right.
There's only one way it can be worse.
You don't say that. If you say that, you'll get sick.
The odds
Yeah,
aren't
double
there.
digit. There we go. Double digits.
Yeah,
Yeah.
average is 10. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
There we go.
Okay. All right. So
No, average
no,
is
average
11.
is 11.
Yeah, 4
what
and 3.
proceeds? Oh, sorry. Did you have something there, Viral or Ginja? I think I heard you both.
Oh, no, I was just saying, yeah, 4 and 3 for 11.
Okay.
No, I said average is 10, and then they both corrected me.
Gotcha. And then Ginja, were you?
I believe at the same point you corrected yourself, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we're charming like that.
So how this proceeds is, with Percy kind of hanging in the back, Kawana steps up. She puts herself into a leadership position for Dima and Asta and Percy, telling them what moves to make, how to proceed.
Yeah.
She's also had that kind of simulated training. You know that she's had a little bit more military training than I described for Vicky. I mean, she got full on starship gunnery training and education. And with the way Mona schools are set up, or with students learning basically whatever they want as long as they get some of the basics down. Yeah, she apparently did have some tactical training in there.
Impressive.
Because that was interesting to her.
And here was me thinking that she would just jump right to leadership because of her general endless enthusiasm.
She seems to carry that into other areas of her life too, like education on things that interest her.
Yeah, impressed. Percy is impressed.
And so she does lead an adequate little bit of an advance there. On the other side, Vicky, taking some cues from John and layering. She is cheating a little bit. She's been known to do that. Because she is layering in some of her knowledge of how the VR environment works, the digital environment that you're in. And so she's breaking the fourth wall a little bit, as it were, calling out a flicker that she sees, just catches her attention as to where something is going to spawn, and calling out an enemy that that there was no audio cue given, and there might not have been in a real situation. Basically, things that she couldn't possibly have known. She's metagaming in the bad way.
I mean, in an ideal situation, we will hopefully have some advanced knowledge of the enemy before we fight them, and we might be able to make guesses like that. But yeah.
Yeah, definitely gonna call her out on that. Don't cheat the system. It's obviously broken, but cheat the actual the players.
Okay. She curtails that pretty quickly. Your lead role there is strong enough that she, whether she is still cheating or not, she's at least not calling it out, and she seems a little bit less prophetic of things that come up. The other complication you guys experience on the John's team is acid is a loose cannon.
Yeah.
Acid is very eager to take the catharsis of shooting people that aren't people she might maybe never admit to actually liking. And she is very quick to shoot. She certainly brings a lot to any kind of combat. There's a lot of anger and resentment that just brings that gun up naturally. In mechanical terms, where there's a fully rolled out combat, she does have the Trin trait of there's no penalty to snap attack in the first round of combat for her. So facing up against a Trin and combat initiative is rolled, it doesn't really matter what their initiative is. They are going to shoot somebody.
I do have a funny idea for what we can do for the next situation. Simulation, sorry. But for now, yeah.
Is that
How
what
do you
you've
set
just
Trin?
typed at me?
No.
Um,
No, it was just an idle thought.
I see that. All right. And so we've got kind of a balanced advance here. Ginja, what's Das doing over there? You wanna throw that into the mix now,
Oh god.
or do you want me to throw it in?
I think you throw it in.
Okay. So as the teams are advancing, Kawana's leadership is getting a little bit challenged by increasing numbers of enemies that are making it difficult to advance. The simulation has created a scenario for which she's not had significant training, and has found a weak point in it's found a weak point in her training and education, and also a little bit of a weak point in her uh weak point I say, but for this a weak point in her personality because she is going into that little bit of a try hard mode that you've seen her get into where she does not want to fail. And so she starts making some calls that maybe weren't the best thing. She tries thinking on the spot and she just doesn't have the experience to back it up.
Okay.
Over
That's
on
fine.
I'll
That's
let
fine.
you
That's
think
fine.
on that for a second, Byron. Let me do John's here real quick.
Sure.
Over on John's side, things are getting a little bit spooky. There are little flickers in the VR that the rest of you are seeing now.
Uh-oh.
And they not really sure if that was a glitch in the Matrix or if the simulation has started to simulate something a little bit stranger. And it's throwing Vicky off because while she's not calling out things, she is still making decisions, and it's not hard for John to suss out that she's still cheating. She's just not vocalizing it anymore. She does seem to have pulled back on it, but when she doesn't want to fail, because she's also trying to impress her superiors, she will make a decision based on one of these flickers, and it turns out to be a ghost, an apparition. ghost in the system. So, Viral, how does Percy handle the little crisis that he's got on his team?
I wouldn't say it's quite at crisis level yet. It's just that
Okay.
Quan's
The challenge that
struggling
he's
a
got
little
on his
bit.
team.
Yeah, that's better. Yeah. So Quan's struggling a little bit, but that does tell us things about her anyway. And the whole point of this was to see how people are going to react in something like a live firefight environment. So he's just gonna let it play out.
Okay.
Like maybe he'll fight a little bit harder to help, but like mostly he's just letting Kwana live or die on her own minutes.
Okay. Knox, how is John tackling the challenge that he's having with his team?
Do we have access to their headsets from whatever controls?
How do you mean?
Could one say to pull the plug on her end of the simulation?
Yeah, I don't think you. Well, John's bridge crew, so yes, I do think that he could.
Like a
Yeah,
just like a some kind of system. Just say the game is over. Put the headset away and report whatever. So just a in-game message.
so he's taking Vicky out.
Taking Vicky out. This is the thing that needs to be talked about.
Okay. All right.
But yeah, gonna pull the plug on her. And yeah, no, just wanting to please or be good is fine and all, but in an actual scenario, this is going to kill you.
Okay. Then I'm going to with that, Kawana is going to make a another skill check, unskilled,
Okay.
and acid. Nox, you don't really have any you've got difficulty rolling other characters' checks, right?
I'm not working today. I'm good.
Oh, then why don't you roll me a skilled check for acid?
Let me locate acid sheet. There we go.
Quana's handling it well.
Yep, she is.
A skill check for acid.
Yes.
Said?
Yeah, proficient.
What is this, a kill all human skill check?
Did it roll?
It did.
11.
Okay. So with Vicky sidelined, and the other crew and guard being and Ginja, type at me real fast if you want to throw anything else into this as before I wrap it up.
Oh no.
Oh yeah. But with Vicky sidelined, and the crew and guard more or less at Acid's disposal. She infects them with her. It's almost a Terminator like advance of walking forward. There's the group of enemies. Shoot one before they even realize that she's there, and then take cover. She's not giving good instruction to the other two, and they're kind of following by example, but that's pretty slow, and the continual spawn of enemies ends up just being a target gallery for
Yeah.
for acid.
So they're getting kind of bogged down.
They're getting bogged down, and eventually they're not able to shoot the enemies before the enemies shoot back, and since this is a simulated shipboard in action, you're also, I'm assuming, simulating the proper armoring, which is a vac suit.
Yes.
And
I'm on
John's
vac suit, but yes.
John's team gets picked off.
Mm.
Kawana, along with Siri, who has been asked multiple times by Kawana and by Dima to stop asking questions, um, has found a has found a bit of guts, grit, gusto, and is putting less uh compassionate like hesitation into wanting everyone to survive so that she looks the best. Um,
Huh.
you've got some casualties. Dima takes a half wound, so he's supposed to just hop on one leg, and
Oh no! Oh no! He's
Hartman
losing already.
Hartman tags out for him, or tags in for him, says that she'll take that wound.
Okay. Okay.
And
Okay.
as long as well, I mean, there's no enforcement of the hopping, so as long as you guys don't
Yeah.
call that cheating, then Asta does the hopping, and then the team later on gets just shot full on.
Yeah, like as long as she either stumbles or moves slower or hangs on to someone, then we'll not call that cheating. I don't think.
Yeah, no, she does the hopping thing.
There we go. That works. Yeah.
But there's a brief moment near the a brief moment hanging in the silence of this simulated space where it seems like there's nobody there. It seems like there are no further threats. You've cleared the way, but there's a blind entry, because ships are designed to be difficult to intrude. You don't always see all the threats that you're. And Kawana makes a break for it. She yells to Percy, "Cover me!" And she runs. She tags the thing, looks around wide-eyed. Relief washes over her face as nothing is out there immediately shooting her.
And then get shot.
Nope, and then she gets up and runs back and says, "Go, go, 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 go!"
Okay. Yeah, we will proceed to run. Guana, since she's like diligent and I assume she listens at the start, she'll know that her gun's disabled to imitate her having to carry the thing.
Okay. All right. Yeah, she just slings it then.
Yeah, and we move.
So even though you lost one team, your mission was successful.
Go team. Yeah, so I think we'll call a little break in between. And Percy will just pull John over to one side and go, "So, how'd your team go? What'd you think?"
Nope, I'm good. There are kinks to work out.
Huh. Kinks how? How do you... Big or minor or...
One of them I'm hoping is very fixable. I think one of them is going to be a longer therapy type deal, and then the other two didn't get a chance to do anything.
Yeah, would I be right to guess that the longer therapy type deal is blue skinned? It's okay, this is a safe space, you can't hear us.
You don't know that.
You probably can't hear us.
Yeah.
You guys can retreat to like a conference room or something while the others rest, because it was even though it was just a quick thing, it was still stressful, and there was still
that was by design.
yeah. I mean, I've personally played laser tag. You get tired.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. Okay, so I think in that case, we'll tell everyone to like take 15, get some snacks, a drink, etc., and we'll head to our conference room and get some snacks and drink on the way.
Okay. Let me actually relabel this.
Mhm.
Siri joins you.
Huh. I mean, do you have a problem with it?
Siri? No.
Okay, well, as long as you can keep it under your hat, we're okay with it. Hey, this.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Siri
so
wants
you
to
can.
come along to the meeting as to offer her medical observations.
Sure. Yeah. Okay, that's fine. Yeah. Um. Yeah, and what about how much control did that? That's how much control did you have over the simulation? Like, could you see what we were doing, or were you just
Yeah, I saw a fair bit.
okay?
It's,
Well, first
threw
of all,
some things in there.
yeah. Huh. Huh. Okay. Well, let's get it from the outsider first. What did you think? He's directing that to Das, since she wasn't actually in.
Well, I think you've got one cheater.
Huh?
But the rest is pretty good.
Was that in your team, John, or did I just miss something?
Yeah, she was bold.
Uh. Hmm. I don't. I don't particularly like that because if whoever it was, who was it?
It was Vicky.
Huh.
Said she was bold. She'll be talked to.
Yeah. 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 I'll let you handle that then. She was your team, but yeah, if she relies on right, yeah, she's a virtual environment designer. I think Percy started waving his hands about thing, isn't she?
Yeah, but
Yeah,
Yeah.
so if she's the problem is if she's relying on VR stuff, then if she's not like she's never gonna be on the front lines, but if she does ever wind up in a fight and she's still trying to rely on VR stuff, she's gonna get shot,
Mhm.
which
I
is
think I can. I think
not
I
good.
can wiggle the interface just enough to negate that.
Well, that's handy.
I was getting some of it. She was reacting to stuff that wasn't there.
Mhm.
If I get it to the right level, she won't be able to make a decision based on it. She'll have to actually observe.
Yeah, but if you could do that, that'd be great. How long do you think that'd take you? Is it like days or hours or what?
Don't know, Dex.
Okay. Okay, we'll save that for next time then, and stick to the more sort of obvious upfront, not searchy stuff. Yeah. How was acid, John? I'm curious. I'm really curious.
she's an effective combatant, but she isn't part of a team. If that
Huh.
makes sense.
Yeah. The effective combatant bit surprises me. The not good part of a team bit doesn't so much.
Pulling her back so that she actually works with the crew will
Mm,
be better for everyone.
yeah. So did she take over as like leader or something?
She ran ahead and everyone died.
Ah. Okay. Well, I think if she does ever have to fight, then as long as she's not in charge of the fight, it'll probably be okay. Question mark. Um. Yeah, my team was mostly pretty. Oh, sorry. Uh, thoughts. You were with my team as well. What do you reckon?
Well, I had the advantage of monitoring the entire arena
Huh.
in and through the VR environment.
Mhm.
And
Thank you for not cheating.
oh, I wasn't a combatant.
Even so, you were still along as part of the simulation. Thank you for not cheating.
You're welcome.
Mhm.
Your crew, several of your crew, experienced symptoms of elevated stress in this. Kawana and Vicky, in particular, felt stressed beyond what their physical exertions would suggest.
Mm.
Acid was surprisingly or unexpectedly calm. I don't know if she understood this was supposed to represent an unsimulated environment, but she did not seem to face the fear of death as others did, or simulated death.
Yeah, acid. Yeah, at least said that there's some stuff going on there. She didn't say what, but yeah, it doesn't entirely surprise me. I'll be honest. And Kwana and Vicky, if I was to guess, did Vicky take over as lead on your group, or were you leading them, or what? Asking Nox. John.
I'm sorry, I totally spaced out.
Okay. So Cyrus just said that Vicky and Kwana in particular were seeming way more stressed than they should be. Acid was surprisingly chill. She might not understand the assignment, and I just said, yeah, at least said Acid's got some shit going on. Don't know what. And I asked you, was Vicky leading your team, or did you lead, or who was in charge?
I don't think I said a leader. I gave them
Huh.
all different objectives.
Oh, okay. Well, in that case, because Kwana took over as lead of our group, she was surprisingly good actually. Like I'm surprised. I didn't expect her to know her way around a battlefield. Like, sure, she got a bit over competitive and tried to shoot down as many as possible at one point, and yeah, but you know, she still surprised at how well she handled herself in a tactical combat environment. But because she was leading, I think that might be why she was stressed. And if you called Vicky on cheating, it might have been that as well.
And Vicky
Yeah.
became stressed before she was disconnected. Seemed
Mm.
to coincide with her taking on a leadership role over the untrained crew and the Trin.
Hmm.
I do not
Yeah,
think she is leadership material.
that'd make sense as well. I don't think we're gonna have to have her as leadership material or even as a fighter at all, hopefully. Like this is just so that people don't panic and freeze up if we end up getting boarded and everyone has to grab a gun. And for those of us who are actually going to fight, then it's just helping to work with the crew, see what we're dealing with, see if there's any unexpected gems like Quana and Acid apparently.
Dima, Asta, and Rudent, your unnamed guard,
Mhm.
performed well, and their signs of stress and other vitals matched the were appropriate to their levels of exertion.
Oh yeah, Asta was a charm. Dima got hit in the leg, and she actually took the injury for him so that he could still move normally. Like she volunteered to tag in for it. I'm really impressed.
That was nice of her. How did Dima lose his legs?
You know what? Ask him later yourself. It's a long story.
I will.
Yeah. So, PS just sort of checks time. Do we want to go for a round two? Different scenario.
Uh, yeah, round 2 sounds good.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, and you said Acid was a bit overly aggressive, right? I have a funny idea.
Are you going to replace Vicky?
going to
That is a question.
talk to Vicky, or at least slate Vicky for a talk at some point. If she's still stressed out, then I'll swap her out for round 2.
Yeah, I have something in mind that's a bit more of a straight up fight, so being able to tell where people are going to pop in, like there'll be better sight lines, you know. So being able to predict the pop ins isn't going to help as much. You said that was what it was. You think that'd be okay?
Uh, are you asking me or asking Dex?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, no. Fine with whatever. I would say at some point a scrimmage would be nice, but Acid is here, so
Fair enough. Okay,
rather not
so
point Acid at the crew.
yeah, about that. Yeah. So my plan is kind of and Percy will quickly outline his plan of a not quite tower defense thing because he's curious. He's really curious to see how Acid plays defense.
Hmm.
And
Sure, that
assuming
sounds like a
John,
pretty good idea.
yeah, yeah.
Uh,
Um,
science staff will probably be on defense for things.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and I also no, I just want to see how her aggression handles having to protect something. So yeah, does John want to be on the attacking team or the defending team?
if the whole point is for Acid to be defending something, then the defending team.
We can shuffle teams.
We can shuffle teams.
In
You
fact, I
can.
think that we should shuffle teams so that people get a chance to work with different people.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Knowing how to fight is one thing. Knowing how to fight with the people you're fighting with is another.
Is another, yeah.
Yeah.
So-
Part of the expectation is that people like learn to be a team with whoever they happen to be matched up with. So
Mhm,
yeah,
Yeah.
when an emergency happens, you don't know who you're going to be around.
Exactly. Yeah.
So be able to work with everyone.
So, do you want to defend or attack? Acid will be defended either way.
Yeah, we'll be on defense. So
Sure. Okay. So we're going to go back. We're going to rearrange the teams a little bit. I'm going to say
Okay.
you have a team of 4. I think it'd be. I think to make life interesting, we should have 4 people on attack. Not counting us. Or yeah, counting us. We should have 5 people on attack, 4 people on defense. So the defense doesn't get a little bit clever. We'll put like a roughly even number of computer generated like enemies on both teams.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I think probably give me one of yours and swap one of yours with one of mine.
Siri suggests before you guys leave the conference room that she not be assigned to a team, but that she instead,
General medic, yeah.
yeah, be kind of a just. Oh,
It's monitoring. That's fine.
yeah, a room medic.
That's fine.
I'm going to throw Vicky your way.
Oh, thanks.
Mm.
I think that's actually.
I'm throwing Vicky your way because the Vicky being against Acid would be
Hilarious, yeah.
yeah
Yeah, fair.
the more effective solution here.
And also, like being able to know where the defenders are won't matter. Will matter even less than being able to predict where the attackers are, because the defenders should probably be. Well, I'll leave it up to your tactics, but probably quite tightly congregated around the objective.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then give me crew or guard and pick one of mine.
I'm gonna roll for one of yours because I.
Fair. Yeah, the all good choice, honestly.
Mm.
I'll put acid up.
I don't
Yeah,
know
she
which.
We could just swap guards.
Yeah, swap guards.
You get Asta, I'll take a guard. That seems fair.
Where is Asta? There's Asta.
There she is.
And then I don't actually have access to move the guards.
Same.
Yeah, there's still weirdness in there.
Yeah.
Alright.
No, that's fine,
Okay.
that's fine. Okay.
And what's going on with Dima and Kawana? Are they both going on attacker?
Staying on my team, yeah, attacker.
Okay.
The teams are meant to be unbalanced.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, slight imbalance in favor of the attackers to make life interesting for the defenders.
Okay.
So,
Do they have access to tools in VR?
What do you mean tools?
Regular gear.
Like, I guess my question is more of like, are you trying to
What gear specifically?
physically build something in the room, or?
No, it can be a digital abstraction.
Oh, I gotcha. Yeah, you can Fortnite it up.
Great.
Just no dancing, please.
People on the defending team will have one of those. Oh, it's the spray paneling that lets you make cover.
Yeah.
Insta panels.
Insta panels. Yes.
Oh wait, is it insta panels? Yeah, I think so.
Sure,
I
why
think it
not?
is.
So
Sounds
that's
right.
the
therefore
name that I
right.
had in my head.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
Okay, so
we can't all
Percy's
be
gonna.
thinking it wrong.
So once we've, I mean, we could, but once
Well,
we've got the teams reshuffled, Percy's going to explain the concept of this one, which is that it's let's say engine defense, right? So there's again a chunk of the area. Let's say maybe a fifth of it is the quote unquote engine room, where the defenders start off. And there's like corridors and stuff as normal. Maybe even no, not an imitation of the Raza. That's too easy. Filling up the rest of the area, right? And defending team starts in there, attacking team, like it's fairly broad corridors. There's not much room to like try and hide and tangle. Two entrances to the defending area. The attacking team starts at the opposite end. Defending team starts in the engine room, and the defending team gets 10 minutes to set up before we start. Each attacking team member has one like plastic ball representing an explosive, right? And if anyone takes enough shots that would kill them, sends them back to the starting area. If we all apply our explosives to the engine within 30 minutes of the simulation starting, the offensive team wins. If the defenders hold it for half an hour, they win. And there's probably like, say, 3 or 4 simulated enemies on each team, who just basically follow commands given to them.
Yeah. I mean, I'm sure that regular fake explosives will just work.
Yeah. Yeah, so I need to take a real quick bathroom break. You can think tactics while I'm away.
Sure.
All right. So, what does John? How does John work his team through this? What are his tactics and approach?
A question that I had is Percy part of the has Percy been part of the team in both things?
He was. He was part of the team in the previous one, and I believe he's going to be part of the team in this one.
119 is going to join the teams.
Okay.
Even things out just a little bit and take the edge of initiative off of anyone's shoulders.
Okay.
But I guess aside from impressing onto Acid that yes, take out anyone that comes into the room. And no, don't leave to chase people down. We are trying to defend the flag, and our chances are much better if we're all alive.
I'm back.
But
Okay.
Other than that, use the insta panels to set up. I guess tighter chokeholds. Just make it harder to access the room by
Okay.
way of there's a physical panel blocking the way, or even set up little so what's it called? Slats with which to fire with. Cover.
Like murder holes almost,
Yeah, little murder holes.
except for guns rather than arrows.
Okay. Does John kind of guide them through a rolling retreat setup where you position yourselves, in advance of the actual defend objective, and retreat as cover gets chewed through?
Yeah, if we can do that without there being alternate ways to get in, then yeah.
Yeah, I had taken from the description that the place that you're defending has one entrance point.
Two
Okay,
entrance
yeah.
points.
200 points.
Yeah, I don't know if I did mention it or not, but I definitely meant to mention it.
Sorry, I missed it. Was it one or two?
Two.
Okay, two entrance points. Okay. Um, yeah.
But that said, it'll probably be like a while before the paths to those two bits branch off. So it's like almost like a Y shape, except both prongs of the Y connect to the engine room. I imagine there'll be a choke point like that somewhere.
Okay.
Yeah. So it'd be a two-step deal. One before the choke point, and then one at the actual objective.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, sounds good. Is John trying to lean into Acid's kind of, quick and accurate eagerness to shoot, or is he trying to tamper her down?
We're on defense. People dying is a good thing here.
Okay.
Every
Best
person that
defense-
rounds a corner and suddenly dies is a person that we don't have to deal with.
Best defense, so good offense, and all that.
Okay. So then, let's go ahead and get. Oh, actually, hang on. Let me.
Percy is going to be quite leading the team quite actively this time. By the way, last time was just curious to see who stepped up to the plate. This time he has a bit more of the measure of them, both from working with them and working with John. So basically, he's in the lead. If he goes down, listen to Koana. Failing that, Dima, and beyond that, I remember himself basically.
Hang on, real
Command.
quick. Hang on.
Second in command and also that's cool.
I mean, you don't want to be thrown out of disarray because your leader gets shot, do you? Even if they are coming
Yes.
back.
If
Indeed.
we're setting second in commands, then Asta's going to be second in command.
I mean, Percy had the thought. John might not. Nah, he's been a mercenary for a while. He'd have thought of it probably.
Everyone should be able to contribute. Plans are made, but yeah, if
Sure, yeah.
119 isn't available, then
Yeah.
someone needs to be in charge of things.
Yeah, if 190 isn't available, should I choose the person who put in a really good performance for the other team last time to be the second in command? No, choose the one that got everyone killed.
Yeah, we'll put
I mean-
unnamed crew in charge. Sure. No.
I mean, I'm not going to complain. If you want to make life easy for me, be my guest.
Well, there is a difference, though. Last time, you never specified that anyone was particularly in command.
Fair enough.
Yeah, no. It was more trying to get people to work as a crew. They had their objectives.
Mhm.
They just had to follow them.
Yes,
Yeah.
yeah. How they approach it. Yeah.
Vicky taking a leadership role was definitely stepping outside the homework assignment.
Yeah, you saw the people who were quickest to take initiative in the last time, and that was definitely useful information.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. Viral, if you said anything that I should have noted for roles when you were saying earlier, I apologize. I was writing and didn't pick it up. So, what's if you could go over it again, what is Percy giving to his team? What's going on here?
Sure. So Percy is running the show this time. This is something that he's very familiar with, even if he doesn't necessarily remember all of that. And last time he was just trying to get the measure of them and see how they work as a team. This time he's leading because that's more how it's more likely to be in the field. If he goes down, Koana's second in command. She did a good job last time. Failing that, Dima, because he's got all that experience with Union. I think some of that was combat, wasn't it?
Yeah, he was a trained soldier.
And if Dima, actually, does Dima have a problem with Koana being nominated above him, or is he okay with that?
He's perfectly fine with that.
Okay, then Percy, Koana, Dima. If it's beyond that, then Vicky and Guard need to just try and hold out until one of us catches up to them, because we will be spawning. Yeah. It actually gets hard. What I like about this is it actually gets harder for the attackers as they go, because the closer they get to the objective, the longer it takes them to get back to the fight from when they respawn.
Yeah. All right, hang on real quick. I've got some notes here. Um, Actually, I wanna. I should note down the rules from last time also. All right, so the defending team has 2 skill checks to make. Don't roll them yet because I'm gonna. You're both going to get assistance on these. Based on descriptions, Nox, I'm gonna have John roll an intelligence lead, and Acid is going to roll a. Oh, don't actually roll it yet.
Happened again. Ah, dang.
It's okay. That doesn't count.
It was just a test one. You're warming up your dice.
And Acid is going to roll that's the tactics skill check for you. Acid is going to be rolling the combat skill check for you, and she will roll as proficient.
Of course she is.
Before both of those rolls, the unnamed crew is going to roll an assistance check for John, and Asta is going to roll an assistance check for Acid. Both of those are proficient.
So, I'm gonna roll the assistance check for 119.
Actually, why don't we give
is-
Ginja something to do? Ginja, you want to roll those assist checks for us?
That's
Oh.
a good idea.
I can do. Yeah.
Cool.
Who's rolling?
So the unnamed crew, who doesn't actually have a character sheet yet. Give me a second. Yeah, and you wouldn't be able to access it anyways. So hang on.
We've got some C0 entries that are unnamed. Isn't that what the?
Oh, you can roll it from those sheets. Yeah, that works.
That's
I
what
was
being
I
rolled
was
off of.
just thinking about whether you could open up a sheet by clicking on the token.
Oh, I can't click on the token to do it now, but I can.
Yeah,
get
same.
from the sidebar
Yeah.
and get it.
That works.
So what were we doing? A proficient from
From
Master and the
Skill.
crew.
uh-huh.
For assist.
Both.
Okay.
The question is, do we need to remember which crew member this is so that we remember that they're proficient at whatever this is?
No. No, because if you guys decide to give either this unnamed crew or unnamed guard or both of them a name by the end of this, then they're the one that were involved in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they're basically a sort of
right. So
quantum-
who's
Yes, they're quantum.
which one's aiding who?
So Asta is aiding Acid, and crew is aiding John. The
Okay, and
crew
they
is aiding
are-
John with the with
They
their
are
own
proficient, right?
proficiency with construction. Yeah, both proficient.
Okay.
Okay. And so Nox, go ahead and roll John's with a +1 and Acid's with a +2.
Okay. That's one, and then skill.
Oh, things are looking bad for you there, Viral. Oh
Oh,
boy.
nice.
Oh
Yeah,
boy.
Nice.
Those are some pretty juicy rolls, yeah. Yeah.
They are.
Okay. On the attacking side, so Percy, again, don't roll yet. Percy is going to be rolling Wisdom Lead to try and direct this crew to actually be effective in an assault. Kawana is going to be putting aid toward Percy. So Kawana will be rolling an aid check for Percy.
Okay.
And you're going to have 2 assault rolls. Dima and Vicky are both going to roll assault. Dima is skilled, Vicky is unskilled.
Okay.
Um, if
Take
it comes down to the last minutes, Percy will get a wisdom shoot skill check and will decide who's still around that can possibly assist him in some kind of last ditch effort.
Okay, Dex, my question to you is this.
Mhm.
If we're trying to take them by surprise, can I roll wisdom sneak instead of wisdom lead? It's only a 1 point improvement, it's from -1 to 0.
I'm going to say no because of the scenario as set up. They know that you're coming.
Fair. That's fair. So what's Kwana rolling skilled for my assist?
So Ginja, go ahead and roll a proficient skill check for Kawana to aid Percy. And yeah, the stealth component in this kind of action is wrapped into the lead.
That's fair. We
Kawana's
should try.
apparently not good at this.
Oh dear,
Oh,
Kawana
no.
is not
Oh,
good
no.
at being a co-pilot, so to speak. She's not good at helping someone be in charge.
Yeah. Okay, let her take the lead next time and go on the offense. Got it. So
Okay.
it is categorically impossible for me to win this roll off because the highest I can roll is an 11, but still. Surprisingly not bad. Surprisingly not bad.
Yeah.
All right. Well, there may be some surprises still to come. Genja, I assume you're going to be typing at me pretty soon.
Maybe.
Before you do start typing, Genja, I'll have you roll Vicky's non-proficient check, and Vira will go ahead and roll Dima's proficient check.
I'm happy to let Genja do both of them.
Yeah, either works.
Genja, how do you feel?
So Vicky and Dima.
Yeah, Dima is skilled, Vicky is unskilled.
And what's the roll for?
These are assault rolls.
Right. Dima. And Vicky.
Okay.
They rolled literally the same. They both rolled a pair of 3s.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Ginja, is Das playing in this one? I'll start to outline that the assault is going poorly.
Yeah.
John's depth of knowledge of effective counter-boarding techniques, combined with the crew's ability to quickly, all the crew, not just the one crew member, but all 3 of their ability to very quickly follow instructions and erect the barriers as designated, combined with Acid's she's just fucking spot on. She's fucking lightning. Somebody rounds a corner or peeks their head, and there's a shot that is fired and misses because they just peeked their head. But then when they think, aha, I've got her now, she's aimed dead on. That was just a feint shot. She's a fucking terror on that battlefield when you put her in defense of something.
Okay, so I'm gonna put my loss down to Percy not being super experienced with leading this kind of assault, even though he knows the theory, and Acid being as good as the rest of my team put together.
You also had Kawana that was kind of countermand? Working a counter to Percy.
Yeah.
She was not a helpful co-captain.
Yeah. Too busy trying to make things go her way, I imagine, so it just kept flashing rather than working together.
Yeah. I think Das's input here would be something along the lines of trying to think of something to challenge the defense more, because clearly the assault isn't challenging enough.
Okay. I believe
so, not
Viral
direct intervention, But
Mhm.
if we're being boarded, maybe we were also in space combat and the ship got shot a bit, and oh no, now there's a fire in the engine room you're defending. Go put it out.
Oh, okay.
So
All right.
love
now
that.
you've got to take someone off defense to go and do that, and maybe there's smoke, and you know.
I love that. The smoke
Yeah,
would actually be really nice for Percy in particular.
John. There's a fire in the engine room, and someone needs to go take care of that. You've got John that's guiding the tactics. You got Acid that's shooting fucking everyone. Asta, who is, I mean, also contributing, and regular crewman who's contributed. It's there.
Yeah.
How do you want to resolve the sudden fire?
It's just a fire. It's nothing that needs skilled help, right?
Genja?
It's the kind of fire that might result from being shot at on the ship. So,
Okay.
like this ship has taken combat hits. We don't know.
I'll be honest, I was really hoping you were saying it's just a fire, it's not the kind of thing that requires attention. I really hope.
Yeah. I mean, technically it doesn't require attention. It's just gonna like disable the drive after a while, and that makes you lose.
Mm.
So you don't have to go and deal with it.
So I guess I would. This is basically, like Genja said, a ship crisis, and it doesn't necessarily require skilled attention. It's not going to be like, you don't need a scientist or a technician to necessarily do it. This is definitely something that crew are supposed to be able to resolve. That's what their breadth of training is supposed to be for.
I was going to say, but this is entirely as a joke. Can I convert it to crew loss?
Yes, I think that's a fair application of very specific character skill. Who is 119 sacrificing?
Let's go ahead and sacrifice our unnamed crew here.
Okay. So
We'll take care of things on the back end, but it's a lot easier to deal with that than to pull someone off for fire duty.
Yeah, so rather than sending them off for fire duty and then they come back, you send them off and they stay gone. Although, in fairness, like, I think for the sake of fairness, a crew member actually dying from like fire duty should result in a slightly delayed respawn.
I was just gonna take him out.
Oh, sure. I'm okay with that.
In light of the situation, well, okay, no, you're actually right. The way you guys have it set up, a permanent takeout is far more detrimental. So yes, we'll say that basically doubles his respawn timer.
Mm.
For whatever it's set at, it's increased.
It's currently set at 0 but run back, so.
Gotcha. Okay, well, it in some way, as you suggested, it just increases the respawn timer. There's an extended amount of time. There's a much longer amount of time that he has to wait to respawn after the crisis kills him. And then from that point on, anytime he gets shot, there's a delay before he can respawn.
Okay, interesting. Percy is also like seeing this guy just fucking die in the ship crisis apparently, or person die in the ship crisis apparently. He's gonna sort of turn to Koana and go, "Look, we have an opportunity here. We're just arguing with each other. I'll fight. Point me." And then just turn back towards the offense.
Genja, roll me a proficient skill check from Koana.
Proficient skill check from Koana. What's this for?
This is under new management.
She's being given the reins again. Roll better, I beg.
Not even average.
It is still better.
It's better. marginally.
And it's good enough to allow viral. Roll a wisdom or dex shoot skill check for Percy.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That's more like it.
There you go.
Still only dead average, but significant improvement. We take these.
Acid takes a more severe beating. Obviously, Percy didn't ignore acid as a threat.
Of course not.
And Kawana certainly isn't either. With Percy's attention taken out of the tactical realm and Kawana being put in full control there, the assault team is able to make greater strides. You're able to get 2 free bombs on that objective.
Hot damn. Hot damn.
Your push at the end here is much more aggressive and reveals a stronger team dynamic. Because you're fighting against people, with the occasional odd simulated enemy, Vicky isn't cheating, at least not much.
Yeah.
I will say Das will definitely be monitoring that, and if it becomes obvious that Vicky is in fact making decisions from the flickers, the random flickers come back.
Roll me a wisdom notice for Das.
Okay.
I'd like to think that when Percy was handing command off to Kawana, he basically went, "Okay, you're in charge. Fucking watch this," and then basically just vaulted their guard line, ran straight past them, managed to avoid getting shot, planted the bomb, and then got shot.
That is pretty low. This is, however, still the same scene.
Just fucking whoop. Hope the defense isn't off.
Vicky seems to be in line as far as Das can tell from what Das would expect normal reactions to be, and it's actually pretty hard to tell because they're in a scenario where the enemies aren't a surprise. I mean, you guys set this up specifically to prevent Vicky from being able to really cheat. And so if she is doing any cheating, it's very little and has very little impact on the overall outcome.
A couple of decoy flickers couldn't hurt.
She's putting in.
Yeah, I think like Das would definitely be sort of testing that a little bit. Stick a couple of decoy flickers in and see what happens, but if there's no obvious reaction, it'll just be a few decoys from time to time.
Yeah, there's nothing conclusive. You can tell that they catch her attention, which was the intent.
Of course.
But it's just hard to tell if that's actually affecting her decisions. She does get startled by one, so that certainly affected a decision. But that's also a pretty natural reaction.
Yeah.
We'll let her away with it this time.
She's adequate. She's about as good as you would expect or want your ship crew to be. They're not great combatants, but they're also not non-combatants, and she falls within that range.
Good enough, honestly. Good enough, honestly.
Yeah, Dima and your guard, they perform well. Dima takes Kawana's instruction very well. Dima took Percy's instruction very well. Just Percy's instruction, mixed with Kawana's instruction wasn't a great mixture.
Yeah.
But Dima takes instruction very well, and he is as one might expect from Union-trained soldiers, he is very much in the brotherhood of the military action. He's watching out for his fellow guard. He's watching out for his fellow assault team. and is willing to take risks in turn. As normal assaults do. Cover me. I'm advancing, and
Yeah.
that person advancing is putting himself at risk.
Yeah. That's basically military terms for fuck it, we ball, isn't it?
Yeah. And while advancing on an objective is even further out of Kuwana's education and training, she does decent. She certainly has the team's confidence, and even with her failings, the Dima and Vicky are both reassuring to her that we'll just do better next time. Dima mostly, but Vicky chimes in after Dima has, been uh, uh, conciliatory,
Yeah.
comforting.
Yeah, that's the word.
Okay. However, John's team, even having navigated a ship crisis hazard that diminished his capability, benefited from that just interminable wisdom. I don't know if that's the right word either. The expansive wisdom, and the quick fighting reflexes of Acid, as well as a skilled guard arm of Asta, and you were able to defend the objective. Did not get the 5 planted devices that would signal the assault win.
Yeah, that's fair. Still, we were pretty evenly matched, I would say.
I did skip over Percy because I wanted to let you kind of have that narrative there, Viral. I think you already did with what you said about telling Kawana to take over and Percy kicking ass. You want to give any more detail on that?
Yeah, no, I think that's pretty much it. Like, just he's surprisingly good at dodging bullets. Like, he catches one or two, but not enough to stop him really. I just like they've seen us fighting carefully up to that point, fighting cleverly, avoiding sightlines and stuff. So they're just startled when he just fucking blazes out of cover past them.
Yeah.
It's like a new it's like a level of sprint that they haven't really seen from him that much, apart from John because he's been in combat with him, you know.
Mhm. And
Yeah, just fucking weave straight through the line away past him. By the time they register what's happened, he's already halfway down the hall, and then they probably need, like, I imagine Asta probably chases a bit, and then shoots me in the back just after I finish planting the charge.
No, I don't think there's a whole lot of chasing that's going on. I think
Okay.
John's tactics there were John's role was really solid. That his team is not falling out of line. I think it's quite often Percy and Acid in head to head, and
Sure. Honestly, Acid would probably consider it cathartic getting to shoot me.
she might. Knox, did you want to add anything about John's portrayal in this?
Not really. I don't have much to add.
Okay, I'll ask you this then. Three charges got planted. Apart from Percy, who were the other two that made it through?
I'm gonna leave that decision to you lot. Who on the assault team do you want to give those have planted those charges? Could always make it a roll too.
I feel like it's less likely, but not impossible, that it was Koana, because she would have been like coordinating.
She's also very enthusiastic and very willing to put herself into risk.
Oh, for sure, for sure. But like, I think she probably would have been, like, she probably would. I feel like she probably would have made it past into the engine if everyone did. Should be like moving as a unit, you know. But I'm willing to be wrong. Nox, what do you think? Who made it?
I'm very willing to believe Kawana did as well. I kind of want to roll for the second one.
Sure.
Okay.
But
Cover me. I mean, fuck it, we both.
Yeah, do it. So Kawana gets one. Percy got one. Is Percy rolling for a second one, or is is the roll between Vicky Dima and Unnamed Guard?
It's between Vicky, Demon, and Unnamed Guard. I'll let Nox roll it because I asked them what they thought.
yeah,
Okay.
I think it has to be 3 different people. So
All right.
one person can't plant all 5. So.
Oh, right. You're right. It did have to be.
Via the rules of the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
1, 2, Vicky. 3, 4, Guard. 5, 6, Dima.
Good job, Guard.
Okay. All right, yeah. With support from team, Guard was able to get up and despite being under fire, plant the device so that the simulation recognized that it had been planted. And he got picked off and fell back because he needed to go get more explosives per the rules of the game.
Yeah. I'm just trying to think of a name that's like a vaguely bomb-related pun that we can call Guard by now.
All right, so herein comes your questions. Well, not in your questions, but the things. Do you want to name this, frankly, a skillful crew and guard?
Guard, yes, they're already an individual because we only have 2 guards and one of them's Asta. Crew, I'm easy either way.
I don't think so with the crew. Nothing
Okay.
really stood out.
They were basically just kind of like effective. You're right. They didn't really do anything that stood out.
Yeah.
They were just effective.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But guard did get that bomb, so guard gets promoted to a named NPC.
Congratulations, Guard. You are now Guard with name.
Do you want to decide any details about the guard, or shall I just randomize everything? Such as like gender, birth planet, place, anything like that.
Surprise me.
All right. Nox?
Does randomization include, I guess, effective skills or?
I'll make it something related to this scenario.
Okay, yeah. That would be the only thing. Just weight it towards this scenario, but otherwise, it all can be random.
Okay.
Something that would let them get past these guys, whether it be like a higher exert to just move faster, like sneak, or whatever works.
Or bomb expertise.
Bomb expertise, sure.
Yeah. All right. So that's one of the rewards that I intended to offer here. The other 2 rewards are an actual crew promotion from 0 to 1. Nobody can be promoted from 1 to 2 through this. So if you want, you could. I think Kawana's actually already a 1, isn't she? Oh no, Kawana's a 0. That means that all of them, except for Acid, are 0s. And
I'm biased, but I think Kawana's earned it.
Nox, Ginja?
No, I agree.
Yeah.
All
Sure.
right.
Asta probably deserves it too, but Kawana really proved herself.
All right. My initial inclination for her is that she's probably going to get some kind of NPC trait related to leadership.
Sure.
Any other suggestions, or you think that that fits?
Leadership definitely fits. Like, that's basically what she did.
It is, yeah.
Like, it literally got to the point where Percy said, "Okay, you direct this. I'm gonna go shoot some folk."
All right. Right on. The third thing is another promotion to a 1 that I wanted to do in a non-combat slice of life.
Okay, okay.
So I'm sure you can run more of these simulations. We're not going to play through them.
That's fine, that's fine.
Oh, and sorry, Siri also offers her insights that Vicky was calmer this time. Kawana was stressed again, but she Siri is starting to build a baseline for her and thinks that just might be natural for Kawana.
Nice, 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 nice. Poor Koana.
Who knows? Maybe she likes the stress.
Maybe.
Acid showed levels of dopamine in this. So
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Siri makes a note that she is concerned about acid potential catharsis through violence.
See, I told you Acid would enjoy shooting me. I told you.
And Dima also quite enjoyed this. So let's move everyone out of the game room.
Do you know what? I'm going to put this little bunch up here at the top because they volunteered themselves for next time.
Gotcha. Let me actually put these guys over. Whoops.
Sure.
In the galley.
But yeah, Elena, Axel, Maximus, and Aurelia have volunteered themselves for War Games next time.
You might want to write that down because they will probably not be there the next time.
They're just our 4 generic crew, right? Apart from like Vicky's our one. They're our other 4 generic crew, aren't they?
Yes.
Yeah, we're not going to forget that Vicky was here, so just the other generic crew. And Douglas, he's not getting out of this. I do plan to give him a simulation of something like a rocket launcher, put up a fairly realistic like grab file like they had before, and go, it regenerates to full after each shot unless you actually shoot it down. Have fun. To emphasize that yes, sometimes you do need more than one shot.
I guess I didn't really need to separate them into the galley. There was literally no point to that. Because
But it does mean around the galley.
I'm putting them back over here. Because the next thing I'm asking you is, you've already got a 1 promotion for Kawana. My reward scheme here today was a potential named NPC and 2 promotions. Who else do you want to see a little bit more of and explore their skill set some more?
I suggested Kwana before, so I'll leave this to you guys to decide.
Nox, Ginja?
I don't know.
Okay.
I just saw the meme. That's brilliant.
I'm certain that it isn't promotion worthy, but Vicky has been voluntold after the simulation that she'll be contributing to that now.
Okay.
Voluntold is just such a fantastic term.
Now, if you're looking for some positive qualities, she has been putting in the work as a ship crew person. Elena very explicitly took her under her wing and ran additional shifts that Elena wasn't scheduled for to make sure that Vicky understood her her job and her position. If Vicky were to get a promotion, it would not be to a C1 or a crew one. It would be to a specialist role with some crew background.
I am of the opinion that we should probably get Asta up. Asta is our only named guard.
I mean,
Right
you see,
now, pending additional name.
Mhm.
And Asta also just did good. It was just I guess a note to make on Vicky's sheet that she's earned an additional duty.
Okay.
Promotion and workload only.
Let's do this. There's one nomination. Let's go ahead and get a nomination from both Ginja and Viral. I know you suggested Koana earlier, but pretty much everybody agreed with you.
Ow.
Yeah, fair. Yeah, I could see Asta getting it as well, honestly.
Have to nominate somebody different.
Oh, fuck. Okay, Dima then, I think.
Okay.
He was generally competent.
Pretty sure
Ginja.
Acid is immune to nominations, right?
Yeah, Acid's already, I think she's actually already at the max possible
She's
level.
already too.
Yeah.
Shame. Is that why she's so good at shooting? You think she's a level 10 warrior? Right, that explains a lot.
I actually need to update her. She's no longer C1. She got promoted to S2.
Hmm.
Honestly, being able to snap attack without the -4 penalty is such a big thing.
Yeah.
That's the thing that Trin get always. It'd be really fun to be a Trin warrior.
You're right, that
It's-
does sound fun.
It's a thing that older Trin get. The Trin that survived the suffocation of their entire planet and got moved to a hellhole planet and then survived that.
Yeah, so what you're saying is player character Trin don't get that.
Player character Trin do not get that correct. They
Yeah,
get
yeah.
something
Big shame.
else.
Yeah, no, it's fine, we have acid.
Yeah, well, we can't
so-
play Acid.
This is specifically what that is.
Yeah. Yeah, so what was the... Like, how did any of them survive the Skies Argon event, honestly?
Well, I mean, they're very technological people, and they had they also have a lot of underground housing. Actually, they keep the
That-
surface of their
yeah,
planet a lot of quite clear for beauty purposes. No skyscrapers, buildings go down. They also don't have a lot of tectonic activity on their planet, so that
Right, yeah.
certainly makes it easy.
Yeah,
But they would have emergency breathers, or they would put something together. It's not a lot survived. There were billions of people there, and I think I said
Yeah.
that only 1% survived,
Jesus.
maybe 10%. I
Jeez.
can't remember exactly. There's handfuls of millions of them now.
Oh no.
Still, handfuls of millions mean to breeding population.
Yeah.
Yeah, true.
Mm,
Not necessarily a happy breeding population, but a breeding population.
they'll survive. Yeah.
All right. So Ginja, who's your pick?
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
See, this is rough because we have guard, crew, and Vicky, who really hasn't earned a promotion as options.
You have all of the
This is-
others too.
this
It
is
doesn't have to
the-
be somebody who was
yeah.
involved in the thing.
This is the slice
Right.
of life bit, isn't it?
Oh, okay.
This is the slice of life, yes.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's not even
I
necessarily
hope-
going to be a combat thing. You're going to be exploring them in more detail.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
In that case, can I change my... I thought it was a combat thing.
Oh yeah, you can.
Okay. So you know how it was Axel who was getting involved with his like trying to clear stuff about his history or something? And
It
we
was
caught how they were
Aurelia
doing a crime?
that had the history, and Axel was getting involved in her history.
Right. Okay. In that case, I'm gonna say Aurelia because I'm curious to know what's going on there.
Hmm.
And she does need to be taught the lesson of don't do crimes without us.
Yeah.
We have a very particular public image about what sort of crimes that we do. We can't have you fucking that up.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Like any and all of them.
Well, roll.
Okay, Becky.
How many options?
Let's see. You got Kishin over here also. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, yeah, she is.
Notario too.
5.
Notario.
She's already a 2.
Notario's already at 1
Ah, okay, okay.
or 2.
Libra's an option.
Oh,
Libra's at 1.
Is
If
Notari
I'm
is
gonna go up
only
to
a
2.
1? You're right.
Yeah.
Libra's already a 1.
a shame.
Is 1 the max that we could do here?
For now.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
6, 7. I think there's 8 minus the 2 that have already been picked. So I'm just going to do D6 in alphabetical order and see what we get.
Mhm.
It's the last one that's not already been picked in alphabetical. That's Chishin.
Okay. All right. So those are the nominations.
Which I do actually want to find out more about her anyway. So
I don't think we've really seen anything about her to particularly get interested in, but that's just my feeling.
she didn't seem to have celebrated a birthday before, or was surprised to be celebrating a birthday. I want to know what's going on with that.
Oh right, yeah, that.
She was.
Oh yeah, she's the Rainbow Latte refugee, isn't she?
She is.
Yes.
Yeah. So let me give
Okay,
you
onward.
a quick rundown on each of them, and then you can decide which of them you're most interested in. Asta comes from. Sorry, were you gonna say something, Aurora?
I was just gonna say we can decide which of them has suddenly been doing a especially good job for the past little while and deserves a promotion.
Well, I would characterize it more as like you're seeing what they're capable of and what skills they have that they've been applying already.
Yeah, I'm just messing with you.
I know. You always get me.
You just make it so easy.
I know. I take everything way too seriously. I would say it comes from having had a friend who would take the silly joking comments and run with them, turn them serious. Back to so Asta, your Astos native, who happens to be a xenophile and has impressive bank of knowledge about aliens and alien races. Not all of it actually correct, but most of it. She's a pretty good source there. Hang on. Where is Asta? There we go. You've you know that she's been a social activist in direct opposition to Perimeter, protesting their disregard for collateral damage on Astos. And that's actually where some of her combat experience comes from, is tangling with a force that is very, very willing and ready to use overwhelming force. Aurelia. The new people have not been put into alphabetical order on my sheet yet, which is more difficult. Aurelia shows signs of unintentional ability to manipulate. She is just naturally good at getting people to do the things that she wants, even when she's not trying to. She doesn't always like this, because she wants to be taken a little bit more seriously, but she does always volunteer for the social duties, as you've seen when they come up with Elise. She's also got some background in sales and putting those charms to good use, and did come with a high marks in business management. And then Shin, your mystery from Randalotti, hasn't said much about her past. She came up with the first set of refugees when Union started actually taking refugees from the Randalotti Towers. And by all rights, at the time that you had recruited her, she should have still been on Henry Station being processed. She made a quick and good escape from that administrative bureaucracy, and generally keeps to herself, although she has a sharp, judgmental manner in a language that nobody understands. She has been hardworking. She's another one of your good hard workers on the ship. So, whose life do you want to slice?
I'm kind of feeling Asta, I'll be honest. I'm not hearing any protest to that, so I guess it's Asta unless anyone strongly objects.
Fine by me.
Not
Yeah.
being muted.
I am muted. However, I'm also okay with things. I was looking for my unmute button so that I could say that I was okay with things.
Okay. So we get a little bit into Asta then. um.
Can we actually take a 5-minute break?
Yeah, that'd be fun.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, go for it. Oh, that's right. Koana had also rolled max hit points for her one hit die.
Let's go.
Yeah. Koana's pretty hardy at 8 full hit points.
Does she get an additional set of hit points?
No, not at E1. At E2, she gets an extra hit die.
Okay.
At E1, she would be allowed to reroll, but there's no need to. Wow, we're almost at the point where this isn't going to be an actual short session. I do hope that the combat simulation stuff has been fun.
Hola.
Sims are good. Enjoy the combats.
Mm. Yeah, it was fun.
Good, good. I I,
And
en- I enjoyed Das mixing into it.
and it was quite entertaining. And yeah, I don't know why I'm surprised that it was still as engaging as it is, even though it wasn't tactical combat, because I know how good you are at narrating stuff, so I'm surprised that I'm this surprised, if that makes sense.
uh, yeah, I do appreciate that. That's a good surprise to give the players. But
Yeah, talk about surprises, I am unexpectedly good. Not even unexpectedly.
So, Asta, of the three of you have any ideas as to what kind of scene you'd like her in? Now, this should involve at least one of your characters, so that it's an actual role play and not just a narration.
Yeah, yeah. Mm, huh. I have something of a thought. Do either of you have thoughts? I mean, in general, I'm not sure, but about this in particular.
Well, let's hear your thought, and we'll see if that inspires or informs, or if either of them wants to offer a counter.
Okay, so my thought is just like one of us chatting with her after the. Probably Percy, I'll be honest, chatting with her after the simulations because she did a pretty good job on both sides, like under both commands.
Okay.
I say both, all three. There were two commanders on my side at one point, but well, actually, no, she was never there. Percy was in charge. Yeah, no, two, both commands. Um, so yeah, just one of us using that as an in to talk to her about and then see where the conversation goes. But that does kind of seem like a not very particular thing, so I'm open to other ideas.
Okay. Nox or Ginja, any alternative proposal? I
Yep.
have. Oh, go ahead, Nox.
Nope. I was unmuting to say that I have nothing.
Okay. I do have one alternate, and that would be that Asta uh, goes to talk to Percy and Das about including more aliens in the simulations.
Yeah, I'm down.
It seems like we could probably combine both of those into one scene there. So, um, and just to make sure everyone's here, why don't we say that this is that John's present also.
Yeah,
Um,
sure.
this is sometime after the uh, the simulations have all been run and done. Um, John, Percy, and Das are kind of reviewing the VR setup and some of the things that Vicky noticed. I mean, honestly, her noticing them and cheating with them is a good way of figuring out what can be smoothed up. Um,
Yeah, yeah, that's true.
um, and you get a call. Let's see. Guess it would be a call to Percy, because he was the face of setting this up in as far as I recall.
Yeah.
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 So a call from Asta just asking, hey, can we talk about, or a message, just asking, hey, could we meet and talk about the simulation?
Yeah, sure. Sure.
Um, Showing a little bit of enthusiasm, she responds back and says, well, "Can we meet now? I'm actually outside the conference room."
Yeah. Yeah, in the conference room. Just a little bit surprised, but yeah.
Okay. So she interrupts whatever conversation that you guys were having, and once the door is open for her, comes in with a data slab.
Hey.
Oh, all three of you. This is
Yeah,
good, I
we'll just
think.
talk. Yeah, we'll just talk about the simulations and the aftermath. What do you think of combat trials?
Oh, they were fun. Yeah,
Good.
it was good practice.
Hmm.
I think it might benefit from some stronger losing scenarios.
You think? How so?
Well, she kind of looks at the three of you, a little bit nervous, but puts on her game faces.
Yeah.
Back on Astos, I think you guys already knew that I wasn't always just a peaceful protester, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
We
How's it
got
got
into
nod?
some scuffles with perimeter, and there's no winning.
Mm.
You make the mark,
Huh.
and you try
Huh.
and get out with
Hmm.
nobody dead or as few people as possible. You don't win.
Percy suddenly looks more interested when she mentions perimeter. Huh. Go on.
And I think those are they're humbling experiences to have. Every time you
Mm.
go into it, you know that it could be the last. That you could be the one that holds off a, a perimeter agent in an assault suit and a thunder gun, um, or two or three of them with your little laser pistol.
Percy's thinking about his own thunder gun as he just sort of sits there like, yeah, yeah.
And you know that you're making that sacrifice so that three people can live, or five people.
Mm. Yeah. Well, I for one, I'm glad that you survived.
Thanks, me too. But
I'm
what I
sure.
really wanted to talk to you about is aliens.
Okay.
I really think we should have more aliens in these simulations.
Aliens like Trin and Bro, or aliens like Ghosts and Goblins?
Oh, Trin and Bro, of course. But also the jackals on Madeira, the Halaya on Halaya. This is a GM forgetting. She lists off a couple of others, including the Sioux on Sos. Um,
Dex, very quick reminder, what's perimeter steel again? Apart from combat androids.
Perimeter Steel actually isn't combat androids. Perimeter Steel is Maltech.
Sure, but I
They
know.
are the Maltech
Right, yeah, there's Malta
police,
Guardians, yeah. Yeah, I remember now. Okay, yeah.
and they have a lot of high tech because, you know, they well confiscate.
Yeah. Yeah, I used the Maltec to fight the Maltec.
hmm Yeah,
Yeah. Something he who fights monsters.
yeah. She starts describing uh vaguely humanoid, you know, creatures that living beings that evolved into some kind of bipedal form, as well as things that didn't. Describes intelligent squids and giant slugs.
That damn, she freaky. Never mind.
And she has a data slab with a collage of possible enemy alien scenarios. And it's not all attacking aliens either, or defending against aliens. There's some uh, peacekeeping and collaborative involvement with them.
Yeah. I'd like to clarify that all the jokes and teasing that I'm making is coming from Vinyl, not Percy. Percy's very professional about this. And probably doesn't think that she's a freak, but... yeah, so... Percy sort of look over the simulations, give himself a little bit of time to think, and then he'll say, yeah, I'm curious, what is... like, if you don't mind my asking, what is it with the aliens? Like, you always seem more interested in them than most of the other people on the ship.
It's exciting. How long has humanity wondered and guessed and just imagined alien life out there? And here we are. They're real. We don't have to imagine them. We just have to make contact better than we have.
Huh. You know, yeah, that's a decent thought. Yeah. Yeah, I, mean, I don't quite see how it relates to adding them to our simulation as well, practicing how to fight people, but yeah.
Well, I mean, she falters.
Clarifying question. Are the Trin and Bro actual straight up aliens, or are they like humans but different over time?
They're humans.
I remember the Trin are Homo sapiens mechanus.
Yes. And the Bro have not gotten a scientific subclassification like that. Homo sapiens mechanus, or is it Homo mechanus? I think it was Homo sapiens mechanus. Yeah.
I think so. Yeah.
So yeah, they are evolved from humans, but they are different enough that they are, you know, like they're close to humans as bobcats are to house cats.
But I would hesitate before otherizing them as being non-alien, as being non-human aliens, when we have the very clear example in the walking squid as being an alien.
Yeah, I realize that it's a habit because everyone else calls them aliens. They're not human, and they live on a different planet that, well, that humans put them on. But I think that including the Trin and especially the Bro could be really valuable combat data. You've seen the Bro fight?
I've heard stories.
Here, and she brings up a clip.
Is it perhaps Cassie and LaRue going shirtless and wrestling a Bro?
It's not actually. It is ship combat. She is bringing up battles in which John was probably involved. and some of the same tickles that it's familiar, but I don't remember it. Itch. But she does bring up both simulations of potential conflicts, analyses made by Galactic Mandate based on study of bro ship experience, ship combat experience, and tactics.
I got
And
bounced for just a moment. Someone's trying again. Knocking.
oh, what's that? He said he's got a moment. Needs a moment. Yeah, we'll give him a moment.
Yep.
Really sorry about that.
That's fine.
So, John, ship combat, bro.
Yep, hang on 1 second. No.
On a just level, I agree that we should have more diversity among the AIs in the simulation. It makes sense. We'll, weight them, or even we'll use them for, certain simulations, but that does just make sense.
I have a lot of data I've collected. Not always the best sources about some of the other aliens. Could we get those in the simulations for non-combat? And go ahead and everyone make me a wisdom notice skill check.
A wisdom notice skill check to notice that her face is slightly flushed. She's breathing a little heavier. Oh, god damn it.
Is this a new scene?
It is a new scene, yes.
There you go. Better than a 4.
Well, Percy doesn't notice the little tentacle heart eyes. Yeah, I'm kidding. It's as clear as either of you want to make it to your characters, those being Das and John, that this is actually the heart of what Asta came here to talk about. The including them in the combat data was just a way to open the door.
Mm-hmm.
She's here to petition for alien simulations in the VR room.
No, you're not getting a holo boyfriend or girlfriend.
For specific practical applications, we'll see.
Okay. Well, I still have all this other combat data I can send on over to the or load it into the ship computer.
Hmm.
It isn't really anything that you guys couldn't have gotten your hands on yourselves. Well, most of it isn't. There are some, of course, pirated downloads that or leaked downloads that she probably shouldn't have access to, like actual Galactic Mandate simulation data.
Oh. Do any of them have particularly detailed biological observations, perchance?
No, actually, the most useful thing is a really bad analysis that Galactic Mandate did of the bro, and not just Galactic Mandate, but everyone that was trying to assess the bro's military capability, kind of underestimated them in the whole Siege of Un thing. It was back about back in 3222, so almost 30 years ago, between 25
Yeah.
and 30 years ago.
Mhm.
There was a 6-year siege during which the forces of the sector could not actually break un-XXV's defenses and
Hmm.
were losing in a way that allowed the bro to actually get ships out and start striking, making strikes of their own in retaliation.
Yeah.
So
Yeah. Oh.
there were some bad analyses, and the kind of the data that she has is analysis compared to actual footage, and then analysis done by somebody else of how badly the initial analyses fucked up.
Nice.
So she does have some useful information there. Um, she also is, as mentioned, a font of knowledge of alien activity.
Yeah.
And she is volunteering to help uh, not program, but help
Design.
characterize the programmed behavior of the simulated aliens of any sort. I am highly amused that it's all going to alien lovers assumptions.
I mean, has she really done anything to disprove them?
Um, no. But that may be asking to disprove a negative. As she stands there, kind of hopeful and waiting for a decision, I guess? Response?
I mean, yeah, sure, we can definitely look into it, can't we?
There's no reason not to. Like I said, there are practical applications to some of the request.
Mm.
You know, there's also the practical application in non-combat exercises, so that people don't act weird or strange. You know how Vicky jumps at little ghosts in the holodeck? Whatever it's called. In the simulation? Imagine approaching a squirrel or a dog that you want to talk to. Okay, it sounds dumb when you say it like that, but you
I
know,
was gonna say, yeah, comparing people to squirrels and dogs.
The big difference is that ghosts are not real.
but point being that she jumped and that at the unexpected, and
Mm.
you don't want first contact to be uh, filled with unexpected reactions. So some time familiarizing them with alien species could be beneficial.
I'll be honest, I hadn't really thought about the non-combat uses um of the VR deck. So yeah, I mean, Percy sort of not quite dodging the question, but looks at the allergy.
With her pitch made, and you knowing a little bit more about the the risks she put herself on in Astos,
Mhm.
as long as y'all don't say no, you can't help, she will get herself happy to get herself more involved in helping with the simulations, um, and will work more with Das on that.
Just before she goes, Percy sort of clicks his fingers and go, "Oh, right, yeah. There was something else I wanted to ask you about." Um,
Hmm?
and he sort of looks at the archer a little bit, then decides, "Yeah, we can talk to him about this." And he sort of pauses for a moment to collect his thoughts, and then goes, "Okay, so you said that you had clashes with Perimeter before, obviously. Um, do you know anything about the androids that they work along with?"
Mm, I didn't have too many androids on Astos.
Ah, okay.
There were some, but
Mm.
always in administrative function, no combat roles.
Okay. Now I was just wondering because we heard that some of them uh okay, you know what? Fuck it. No point dancing about the point. I know an android who was formerly Perimeter, and they're really concerned about any sort of like buried possible compulsions or whatever, or like hidden sleeper orders, you know? And I was worried if you might know anybody who knew anything about that sort of thing in case it's possible to either help them or just warn them, you know?
I could probably
Like
hook
that,
up with some of my old cell on Astos.
I would very much appreciate that.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, next time we're at Astos, I'll see if I can make contact if they're still alive.
If they're anything like you, they probably are.
They probably are. Might even have taken a Terminator down.
Terminator?
It sounds a lot more dangerous than it is. It's just more perimeter, and so perimeter look like they have androids,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because they wear the highest tech, some kind of power suit that is a lot like the holo room we were just in. It's got some kind of holographic projection, and they just make themselves look like a soulless, heartless killing robot.
Oh, like that. Percy sort of snaps his fingers. What's it
That
called? Can panoply armor or something like that?
yeah, the field emitter.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. So they look like they have more androids than they do to try and throw people off the scent and make them not fight. Interesting.
I don't think it's to throw people off the scent and
Uh,
or to look more
uh,
like more
okay.
androids or look like they have more
Okay.
androids than they do. I think
Okay.
it's just to make people scared to fight. The
Oh.
androids doesn't even figure in. It's just
Huh.
this mindless robot is going to shoot me. It's not a human that I can reason with. At least that's what it looks like.
Huh. Hmm.
They they approach with tactics of blind firing into a building if there's any threat of if entering would threaten them in any way, and just they just act like machines. But I know there's humans under there.
Huh. Percy looks like he's visibly contemplating for a few moments, and then he sort of glances sideways at John. I assume Percy was sitting in the middle. I don't know why, but he sort of glances sideways at John and goes, "I wonder while we're salvaging and stuff. Once we've been to Moiran, do we think we can make the time to take a little side trip to Astos?"
I mean, if we don't have anything pressing, there's no reason why we can't go.
I mean, there's UIS, but you know what I'm talking about here. This could be useful. Could definitely be useful.
Yeah.
What are you looking to? What? Try and raid a perimeter data center or an armory or what?
More so get you hooked up with your old self to see if any of them can help us with the kind of thing we're looking for help for.
Okay.
But I mean, while we're there, and he just sort of, he doesn't continue that sentence, he just sort of shrugs and smiles a bit.
That's a terrifying prospect. I don't think many on this crew are prepared for. Have any of them ever seen a sword that can just cut a car in half?
See, we don't need them to be on board with the raiding of the data center. We just need them to be on board with us doing it.
That's an easier sell.
I mean, you saw what happened on Lamieda. We are quite good at not leaving witnesses.
Yeah, I'll say. But you know, if it is to help Libra, she's. Hey, don't tell her I said this, but as far as I'm concerned, she's also an alien. She's.
Who said it was Libra?
I know it's Libra.
I'm not saying anything.
But anyways, she's an alien in the sense that she's not treated like a human by the outside world. And I think that's what I mean when I say that Trin and Bro are also aliens, is that humans don't look at them and treat them the same. And if whatever you're planning is to help her, I'm on board.
Honestly, I just want her to not have to be anxious about a perimeter agent ordering her to keep one of our heads in, her having to do it.
That would suck.
Yeah, like I could, as long as I don't start out in arm's reach, I could maybe take her, but I wouldn't bet on it.
Wait, so is she a combat android?
What, have you not seen her in action?
I don't think Asta has.
Fuck yeah, she's a combat android. Again, now this leaves this room, yeah?
Of course.
But yeah, I have seen her literally put her fist through a guy.
Oh. Okay. Oh, wow. Suddenly making eyes at acid seems like a so much worse idea.
Yeah, yeah. I'm glad you found out this way. I'm sorry, Percy can't restrain himself.
Yeah, she's so cute though, isn't she?
I mean, I can't really comment. She snarls quite a lot.
Sorry, that was unprofessional.
Yeah, that's fine. What about us as professional? The only thing professional about us is how good we are at what we do.
Okay, sir. Hartman reporting for duty. Sign me on.
At ease, soldier.
I mean, you'll need me on the ground anyways. It's not like not like rebel cells are going to just talk to you, because
Yeah.
yeah, nicely.
Yeah, we could be plants for all they know. Like, we're either plants or we are, quite possibly, with our reputation, getting involved in shit bigger than them that they don't want to draw more enemies onto them.
All right, so unless there's anything else any of you want to add to that, I'll go ahead and.
I don't think so. Apart from good job in the combat. From what I heard, you were good. Or from what I heard and saw, you were good on both teams.
Yeah. Thank you, sir. I've fought worse. Acid
Oh,
was pretty bad. She's up there though.
yeah, yeah. If she was that bad, why are you smiling?
It was nice seeing her in action. She looked so happy every
Yeah,
time she
that's true at
shot
least.
me.
Yeah, that's true at least. Hey, at least she was on your team.
Second time, yeah. Then yeah, we'll wrap that up. You've gained Asta's trust in as far as connecting with whatever contacts she had in her old anti-perimeter resistant cells. Um, and
What?
those anti-perimeter resistant cells may have locations of perimeter armories and data
Ooh.
servers. Armories, which you've just learned from her, perimeter has not only field emitter panoplies, but also wind cutters.
Ooh.
And thunder guns. Actually, let me double check my notes here. Was it thunder guns?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. It was not thunder guns. It was shear rifles.
Yeah, I did wonder because I was like, what sort of weapon would we need to get to imitate a perimeter agent? Joe, I do actually have one more thing I want to do this session.
What's that?
Shouldn't take too long, hopefully. But the QED, I want to find out where I got this thunder gun.
Let's save that for next session.
Sure.
Because that is
Interesting.
yeah, that's significant and something that I would want to be able to say, yes, you got XP for this session doing that.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair.
This has also already gone on longer than I had intended. Let's see. Unless I'm just misreading. Nope, yep, I'm reading it right.
Yeah, no, that's like 2 hours.
Yeah. I thought we would play for like 2 hours.
Yeah, and then we start dropping with Asta.
Yep.
That's
Alright.
good though. I do like Asta.
Cool. And yeah, she played her hand a little bit. I will go ahead and close this out as far as the recording goes.